Good morning and welcome to Random Familia once again. And today is Monday morning, which means we are talking about health this morning. Now, we're not just going to be concentrating on one type of health. We have so many different areas of health that we need to have in our lives that my channel consists of many different forms of health. One is your physical health, which is eating, which is today, Mondays. Another one, it is your mental health. So for me, my doctor suggested that I have something just for me, alone time. It doesn't have to be just for me, it can be for my family members as well. But what I finally found was acrylic painting. Now to me that is very satisfying, very soothing, very relaxing. For other people not so much, but that's okay, that's what for me. Now you can need to look for something that will be satisfying, enjoying, relaxing for you. Another thing that we need to focus on is our spiritual health. Now, there's so many different people that will talk about your overall health, and that is one area as well that is very important and we need to focus on. So that is another thing I will be adding in the future, is our spiritual health. I will be reading a Bible verse that I feel will be encouraging to you and myself, and then we will continue on with our healthy eating as well. So stay tuned. I promised you I'd share with you some food ideas, and that is what I'm going to do. And each time there are different areas of health that we need to preserve and take care of in our lives. So each week I'm going to touch on another area that we need to maintain healthy in our lives. So stay tuned for the awesome recipes. Not necessarily recipes, food ideas, and you can choose how you want to put them together, but we'll just get right back. Hang in there. Now this is roast beef. One thing that if you're planning on making a meal for your whole family, you don't want to force them to be on a diet that is not right for them and that will make them more miserable than not. So I'm thinking of making tostadas today. I myself will not be having the tostada, which is the deep fried tortilla, but we will put some roast beef on top of it with the lettuce and tomatoes, some sour cream, and some beans, which I have to get out of the freezer. And yes, you can freeze your beans. Now, this just really needs to be used, and so that's why I am using it. Oh, I love to get meat that you can make for a variety of different meals. It doesn't have to all be the same. So I'm going to also be each week sharing with you a recipe of what I make. So myself, I will eat the salad as well as the beef together with some sour cream and some beans. Now, being from a Mexican family, I am not Mexican, obviously. I am Norwegian, but we eat, sorry for bumping that, we eat beans, pinto beans. Now there are some Latin families, maybe even some Mexican families, that will eat the black beans, which are also good. So I will finish cutting that up later. I'm going to cut this up into cubes, and I'll show you a picture of the finished plate of tostadas, if that's what we end up doing for my other two, or possibly four, as my daughter and son-in-law are coming to pick up their cat today. And Wednesday I will have a funny compilation of my dog and their cat, and our son on Wednesday. So stay tuned for that as well. One moment here. Now these are my refried beans. These ones were actually canned. Normally I make my own, but I have run out of my pinto beans. So these are my backup ones that I have frozen to use when I run out. So we're gonna put this in a pot and melt it. I put a little bit of milk in there. I'm warming up the pot first. I don't want to burn them, but in order to save space in my freezer, what I do is when I have ground beef or anything that I can that is you can make flat. I put them in a Ziploc bag, decent size, and then I just flatten it out and it fits perfectly into the freezer. And so anyhow, all right, we are going to, looks like I'm a little lopsided. Not me, my camera. Oh, I see what's going on. I see. That's what's going on. Okay, that's better. All right, so I love romaine lettuce. I don't really like a lot of the other leafy green lettuces, but if you like them, those are great as well. No, don't go downstairs. Thank you. Our dog really wants to be friends with our daughter's and son-in-law's cat, but she's not on the same page yet. They've made it onto the stairs together without her freaking out, which is a huge step. So hopefully every time we end up taking care of her, they'll just get a little bit more acquainted. And my dog will become more calm, hopefully, because he's still a pup. He's only 14 months old. So, we want to always make sure we wash our lettuce, tomatoes, all of our vegetables, and fruit. Now I didn't have enough time actually this week. I didn't have enough time actually this week to be looking up a lot of things for you, because what I want to do, what I want to do is I want to show you even the fruits, what kind are good for you. A lot of fruits have high sugar. One second here, gotta get my lid. So, yeah, so I want to give you a list of fruits, how many carbs they have, and which ones are good for you, what different kinds of things in them are good for you. For instance, berries or pineapple or bananas, right? Those are all very good for you. All fruit is good for you, but in moderation. We don't want to go overboard with anything that has sugar in it. So the lower sugar, the better in the fruits that you eat. When it comes to meat, sky's the limit. You got your roast beef, you've got your stewing beef, you've got your ground beef, you have bacon, you've got ham. I'm not talking about sandwich ham, I'm talking about real ham, right? Not the kind that you slice up and put on your sandwich. That's not the best for you, as it's very processed. Chicken, you've got your chicken breast, chicken leg, chicken wings, chicken thigh, whatever, chicken, right? What else? We've got fish, a variety of fish. I'm going to show you what fish we're going to probably be making for next week. One second. So this is one of my husband's favorites. I buy it and it's not frozen. I throw it into the freezer, and that way, of course, it lasts longer, because during COVID, we try to shop less. So we only try to go to the grocery store once a week, if maybe twice. I mean, not twice a week. Once a week or once every 2 weeks, just depending on how it works. Of course, sometimes we have to go back for our vegetables as they run out quite quickly. Just one second. And along with that fish that I'm going to be trying to make. It'll be my first time making it. It's very scary to me because I hate making new things. I just have to look up the recipe on my own, which I'll show you next week. Tomatoes. Now I do put a drop of dish soap on it. Wash it off. Good to go. Just make sure you get all of it off. Shrimp. We overate on shrimp because now we're tired of it. Because we were tired of just your regular chicken and beef, and we allow ourselves once a week, once every 2 weeks, depending on how we feel, to have something different because we enjoy other foods and we don't want to make our lives miserable. And so we feel like eating something else, like say a pizza, once a week or once every 2 weeks is not going to be the end of the world. So that's what we do. And we don't feel guilty about it. I did it first. I talked to my nutritionist and she said we're not the only ones. There's quite a few people who enjoy something different once in a while. I just got to stir my beans here. You can, but milk just makes them creamier, your refried beans. So if you want to buy the canned kind, there's kinds of can. Yeah, from can, whatever. Or in another video, I will show you how to make your own pinto beans. I will also show you how to make red rice, as my girls always call and ask me how to make it. Now, I don't mind because that gives them a reason to call me, right? But for their sake, sometimes it's easier to see how it's done than me trying to explain over the phone. So, okay. I think I washed this one. You want to make sure you get all the soap off, because it's not the most pretty or good flavor. So yeah, there's just, vegetables. There are certain vegetables, like I'm sure tomatoes, I don't know, I have to look more into that. Like I said, I didn't really have time. I realized all of a sudden it was time to make this video, which it's Sunday today. And it is the evening, it's not morning, even though this is what I'm showing you. And all of a sudden, because I usually try to get 2 or 3 weeks done of my videos, and all of a sudden they were gone. And I was editing my next acrylic pour video for next Saturday, and I realized, oh, that was yesterday, it's Saturday, which means I have to get my healthy eating video out. So I apologize for that. I will have more for you next week, but I will show you. Now, like I said, not all of this is going to be super, super healthy. Like corn tortillas, there's nothing wrong with them. I'm going to tell you how many carbohydrates they are in. What does this say? Servings of, 2 tortillas. 2 tortillas has 21 carbohydrates, which means there's about 10 and a half per tortilla, which isn't too bad. You just have to watch how many carbohydrates you have in a day. Now, one thing that I am going to show you, I'm going to deep fry these, which I will not be eating. I will, if I eat the tortilla, I've already had 2 today with my lunch. We had eggs. What kind of eggs did I make? Poached. We had poached eggs with bacon, avocado, and a small salad. I did not make a huge salad this time. With my IBS, sometimes it gets a little bit overbearing to have so much salad all the time. My gut cannot handle it. But, needless to say, I still have to have my salad, or I just feel yucky. So anyhow, yeah, I will show you. We're going to deep fry those. And this video is getting very long, but I'm hoping you're learning something from it. That's my point of the video, is to teach you something that I'm learning. And I love watching videos like that myself, because we are all in this world together. We're all learning together. And if other people can teach me new things, that's great. Or reminders, maybe sometimes are things that maybe I already know, but I just need that reminder of what to do and different meals to make. So anyhow, I'm going to get right on it, and I'm going to show you how to deep fry the tortillas. Alright, so as I'm waiting for the oil to warm up, apple cider vinegar. This is great for your gut. I will tell you why next time. I just know it is. It helps with bloating and IBS people like myself, which is irritable bowel syndrome, for those of you who don't know. A lot of times if somebody doesn't have an illness or somebody in their family doesn't have it, those abbreviations don't mean anything to people. So it's called irritable bowel syndrome. And it causes a lot of bloating, discomfort. It causes weight gain as well. And so anyhow, so apple cider vinegar can actually help the bloating. Not cause it, but help get rid of it. And I found that when I don't drink it during the day, I'm much more bloated. So what I do for now, what I have been doing is having a glass of water with 1 tablespoon, and you can have 3 tablespoons a day. You don't want to overdo it, because you can burn your stomach or your intestines with it. It is very strong. You don't want to overdo it. Brush your teeth after you've drank it. It's not great for your teeth. It's okay if you dilute it in water, and you've got like a glass of water, 8-ounce glass of water, and you put 1 tablespoon in there. Other great things is it's great for cleaning. It's a great disinfectant. So I also use that for my cutting board, for my countertops. I like the smell of it, and it's a great cleaner. So it's a variety of things. It's quite funny. When I told my son that, he was quite in shock. And it's also great for soups, for vinaigrettes, which is on salads, right? And you can add honey to it for flavor if you want. But, or here it says you can add 2 teaspoons. I apologize, 2 teaspoons, not tablespoons. And you can have that 3 times a day. So I only go straight with the apple cider vinegar without the honey. But let me just see if my oil is ready here. You don't need very much oil to deep fry the tortillas. I'm going to fry up the meat a little bit, just warm it up, not really fry it. But I'm going to use bacon fat. And as mentioned in other videos, this is a family show, and I'm just sharing with you a little bit. I'm not trying to be all, I know everything about cooking. This is just ideas to help give you something to eat. So I always like to look for ideas. And we also have another whole list of videos with recipes on them, so feel free to check them out. I'll put some in the tabs above, also the playlist I will add, and then you can check out different kinds of Mexican foods, different kinds of Westernish foods, and some desserts as well. And the refried beans. beans are very ready. One second. Oh. A lot of times we will dry these out first before deep frying them because it's a lot easier. They get more crunchy when we do that. They're not as crunchy when we do it this way. And then a little bit we'll just, oh, it's quite hot. 1 second, I gotta turn it over. So you can see why we, like I already flipped it once. I couldn't find my tongs, so I had to turn it off. But we dry them so that they don't kind of poof up like that and only fry one side. But oops. Over one more time. You can buy them already deep fried, but I like to do my own. And I'm gonna make 4 of them. Add your meat. It could be chicken, it can be beef, probably ham, whatever you want to put on there. Now lettuce. Trying to get meat. Oh, there it is. Never mind. Tomatoes. And you can add avocado to the top of this, which we probably will. Just gotta get out of the fridge. Can you get the avocado? You can have one and Dad will have one. And then I'll get the other 2 in the right-hand drawer. Sour cream. A lot of times we put feta cheese on, but we ran out of feta cheese. So
really bad.
Have they? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, what about the other one?
They're bad. They're all bad.
Can I see it? Because sometimes the outside looks bad. We'll just see.
It's just too soft. It's
Nope.
yeah.
It's not too bad. I can still use it. And add green salsa on the top of it, and voila. Ready to go. So there you have it. Another meal idea. But there we go. Voila. Lots of protein, more protein, and your veggies. Well, hopefully that was helpful for you today. For a few different ideas of what you can eat, and then one recipe at the end. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next Monday. Bye-bye.